Hi, it's Andy at Highlander here. I just wanted to have a look at one of the techniques that we cover in our Illustrator Advanced course and just show this to people in case they hadn't come across it before. When you're working in Illustrator, you can create paths. They can be either simple paths or quite complex paths, closed or open. And if you switch in the view menu to outline mode, you can see the path. And as you can see here, I've got a simple circle on the screen. All this circle has got is a green fill. There's no stroke applied to it. It's a very, very simple path there. What I want to do though is turn that into something more complex without actually having to create any more paths manually. I'm in the layers panel here. You can see the ellipse there that I've used, and I'm going to switch over to the appearance panel here. And what a lot of people aren't aware in here is in the appearance panel you can do quite a lot, including work with multiple fills and strokes. Now with this particular shape, the first thing I'm going to do is start off by selecting the fill here, and I'm going to go into the effects, and in the effects I'm actually going to apply some effects from here. So what I'll do is I'll switch to pucker and bloat. Some of you may have come across pucker and bloat before, or you may have used, there's a similar feature in Photoshop which you may have used. And if I click on preview, we can see what's happening as I'm doing it. I'm just going to drag the slider across a little bit. I'm going to blow this out and turn this into something vaguely resembling 4 leaves there. And I'll click OK on there. So I've turned it into 4 leaves. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like the flower to have 8 leaves, and I'd like 4 of them to be a different colour. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate the fill there by just holding down the Alt key and dragging it. And that allows me to duplicate the fill. So I now have 2 fills here. They're sitting on top of each other at the moment because they've got the same pucker and bloat and nothing else applied to them. But on this second one, what I'm going to do is go in there and select it and apply a second effect. And in the effects, what I'm going to do is go in there to distort and transform, and this time I'll go down to transform. So in transform there, if I just turn on the preview a little bit, we can then transform this and we can rotate it amongst other things. Now rather than dragging the little slider there, which is not very accurate, I'm going to click into the box here and use the arrow keys on the keypad. And as I'm doing that, you can start to see this leaf rotating. If I rotate it to something like 45 degrees, it's somewhere right in between the other petals there. I'll click OK to that, and the other thing I'd like to do is change the colour of it. So I'm going to click on the fill box there, excuse me, and switch that to a slightly darker colour. So I've now got a slightly darker shade of green in there in the background leaves. Now if I switch in the view menu over to outline mode, still just a circle, there's no extra paths being created, there's nothing else in there, but when I go back to the preview mode, you can see we've now got quite a complex shape there, really all just created from a circle using some effects. Now I may want to take that a little bit further. If I want to take it a little bit further, what I could do is this top fill layer here, I'm going to duplicate that in the same way again, but this time I'll drag it up and put it above the others. I'm going to change the colour on there, and we'll make it into a nice orange colour. And we're going to get rid of the pucker and bloat and just drag that down. And on that fill, again I'm going to apply an effect. Go to distort and transform, and I'm going to use the transform effect again, but this time slightly different. I'm going to take the preview box, and what I'm going to adjust is the scale. So the scale of this, I'm going to take it down to something like maybe 30% vertical and horizontal. And what it gives me is a nice little kind of centre to the flower there, and I'll click OK on that. Now I could do that multiple times. I could put some extra centres in there, you could apply gradient fills, etc. So there's quite a lot of stuff you could do there. And as you can see, this flower, quite a nice complex shape compared to the original circle, but when you actually go look at the paths, the only path on there is still a circle. There's nothing else more complex on there. Now if I actually wanted to turn that into paths and be able to adjust it manually and alter some of the nodes, etc., you can do that. But what you need to be aware of is just select it, and then what you're going to do is go over to the object menu and you're going to expand the appearance. So when I click on expand appearance, what that's done is it actually has turned it into paths. And if I was to now select it, go into the view menu to outline, you'll see the paths are now there, and I can work on those paths. If I wanted to, I could go in there for example and click on particular paths. If I zoom in a little bit here, you can see in there that you can work on the paths. You can see all the points on there. If I zoom into the bottom here, and you can adjust those and change them and edit the paths however you want, and you could use other tools on the paths. So if I wanted to go in there and use the twirl tool, the width tool, etc., I could use those on the paths there just like any other path. So that's just one example of how you could apply multiple fills and strokes, in this case multiple fills, in Illustrator to a single path, and then adjust them to each look slightly different, creating a reasonably complex shape from what is actually a very, very simple path, in this case just a circle. Hope you enjoyed that. That's one of the things we cover on the Illustrator Advanced course here at Highlander, along with many, many more. So if that's the kind of thing that interests you, then you know where to go. Thank you.